What up, fight fans? This is Marco from the Fightcast. 10-minute breakdown. We are back. It's been a long time. I missed you guys. I missed putting out this content, but we got some fights just for you guys. I'm dropping 2 videos this week. So of course today this is the Lomachenko versus Sosa breakdown. I'll also be doing a card breakdown for UFC 210, which is also this weekend. So be in tune for that. I appreciate you guys' patience and showing your love, support. I love this. I'm not a big fan of editing. That's the tedious part. This is the easy part right here. The tedious part is obviously editing, and I don't like. I'm not the one that put just any kind of video out and just whatever. I like to put a little bit of time and effort behind my videos. So as it goes on, my video editing will be better and will be quicker, more efficient. So I appreciate you guys' patience. So let's get started, man. We got Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa. Vasyl Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa for this unification bout in the super featherweight title. Lomachenko is a WBO. I want to say Jason Sosa is a WBA super featherweight title champion. This is a unification bout. A lot of people are calling this a cherry pick for Lomachenko, but I don't think that, man. Obviously, this is his style is tailor made for Lomachenko, but I mean, Sosa has a tough resume. He has a tough resume. We're gonna get a little bit into that later on. Right now, I'm gonna do the breakdown for Lomachenko. Lomachenko only has 8 professional fights. Yes, you heard that right. He only has 8 professional fights. He's already a champion. I think he won his title in like his 3rd fight against Gary Russell Jr., who I picked to win. I thought I picked Gary Russell to win, even because I thought his speed would be a little bit too much for Lomachenko, because I do think Russell's still faster than Lomachenko, but Lomachenko was able to use his movement and his ring IQ to really offset Gary Russell Jr. and he looked good in that performance. Noticeable win. His 2nd fight ever in the professional ranks was against Orlando Salido, a tough veteran, former champion. And he fought guys like Roman Martinez, Mikey Garcia. Been in there with the best, man. That was a big step up for him, especially for his second professional fight. But I like his approach. So those who don't know, Lomachenko, he was a former Olympian, 2-time gold medalist. So he's been to the Olympics twice. He has over almost 400 fights. He only lost 1. I think his accurate record was 396 with only 1 loss. So yeah, that's fucking incredible. That's unbelievable. And I think the guy he lost to, he ended up beating a couple of times after that. So he definitely avenged that loss. So that's why when he came into the pro ranks, he's like, nah, I'm not trying to fight these journeymen. I'm not trying to beat these guys that I know I can fight. Those filler guys who had like 1 win and like 7, 8 losses. So those are the journeymen. And he wasn't gonna take a step back. He wanted to go full force. Hence why he only has 8 fights, but is already a world champion. So you can tell off bat, you can tell the kind of character that Lomachenko is. One of those guys like, yo, I just want to be the best, and he's really proven that in his last couple performances. Again, he's fought Orlando Salido, which was a tough fight. While he lost, I think he learned a lot in that fight. I think his inexperience really showed when he stepped in with a veteran like Orlando. And also Orlando, to Lomachenko's credit, Orlando did come overweight, and Orlando's a tough dude. He's a veteran, man. He's crafty. He knows he's been in the ring before, and he wasn't gun shy. He was able to get Lomachenko off his rhythm and really offset him. Another great performance by Lomachenko's. Again, when he beat Gary Russell Jr., he was able to not really expose him, but really outclass Gary Russell. He was able to neutralize speed, use his footwork, and pick Gary Russell apart. Another great win was against Roman Martinez. Again, a former champion. He fought Mikey Garcia. and he even dropped Mikey Garcia. So that goes to tell you how strong, how good and how strong of a competitor Roman Martinez was, and he was able to pick him apart. Probably besides this next opponent, that was probably one of my favorite performances by Lomachenko. He was able to move, be in and out, create great angles. He caught him with a left uppercut followed by a right hand, which is a combination not very common, but with his angles and his ring IQ, he was able to set that up perfectly and knock him out. And then again, his most recent performance is again up there with the Roman Martinez fight, was against Nicholas Walters, the Axeman. This is when the Axeman was the most dangerous, man. He just got done fighting Jason Sosa. So they do have a common opponent. He just got done knocking out Lorenzo Donaire. So this was a scary Axeman. Nobody wanted to fight him for a while. Hence his inactivity. I know he had some shit with Bob Arum that they were trying to figure out. So he was inactive, to his credit, but he was able to pick Nicholas Walters apart and frustrate him. And hence why you saw the TKO victory. Nicholas Walters got frustrated. He was out of his game and overwhelmed by the overall pressure, angles, and the speed from Lomachenko. He didn't answer the bell in the 8th, and they called it off. So a great performance by Lomachenko. Another great aspect with Lomachenko is his training regimen. He does these brain exercises where he's picking numbers off a wall from 1 to 30, I think, but they're out of order, so he has to get them in order, and he rotates from there back. He rotates from that to doing these drills with blocks, so he lines them up into a T formation, and that really goes to show you the unique training style that he has, but also how important brain function and brain and just how quick your eyes and your brain are able to process something. So that is essentially what boxing is: figure out a problem and solving it with your hands. Being able to process something as quick as possible and then react. So that's the kind of training he's been doing. Also, when he was younger, I think he was like four or five, his father put him in boxing up until the age of 9. So he was competing up until the age of 9. His father pulled him from boxing and then put him in the national Ukraine dancing team, and where he learned, I'm assuming, how to use his legs the way he does now. Being able to move your hips, change directions, and be light on your feet. Hence how you see the way he cuts those angles off. He's really broke down the sweet science. But his dad put him in the Ukrainian dance team, and then at the age of 12 or 13, he put him back into boxing to kind of put it all together. So that's how you see that. That just goes to show you how much time and preparation he has committed to his craft. And it just goes to show you the different techniques and styles of training you can do. People criticize Mayweather and laughed at him when he had that that unique pad work where he just rolled and kind of throw pity pat shots. But it develops muscle memory. It develops fast twitch muscles reaction to getting you used to doing the same combination over and over. What Bruce Lee said, I'm not afraid of the guy that throws 1,000 kicks. I'm afraid of the guy that throws one kick 1,000 times. Shout out to Bruce Lee. It just goes to show you those who adapt. I mean, now everyone's doing that training. Now everyone's doing a little pad work. I see it on Instagram all the time. Granted, they're not Mayweather, so they're definitely not, top fighters. They're going to be world champions anytime soon. But it's now a trick that a lot of fighters use now, and it just goes to show you how different and how open-minded Lomachenko's camp is. Again, like Charles Darwin said, our greatest attribute is ability to adapt, and those who don't, get left in the dust. And those who know me know I'm a big fan of Lomachenko, but I am going to give you the keys to victory. First off, he needs to be first. He can't wait on Jason Sosa, man. Sosa's a tough Puerto Rican from Jersey, I want to say, and he comes to fight. He has a lot of heart, very strong, puts a lot of pressure on you, but he needs to be first and really get really frustrate Sosa and get him off of his game from the beginning of the round. Also use his angles, use that footwork. He can't stay in one spot for Jason, because that's gonna be an open season for Sosa to land those big uppercuts and hooks. He needs to keep moving and use his uppercut. That what I did see with Sosa when he fought Nicholas Walters, they did fight to a draw, and I'll go into that in a little bit. He has a very high guard, like tunnel vision, to where he blocks like it's like rabbit ears, boom. Not rabbit punches, but it's a high guard, which leaves the middle wide open for uppercuts. And Lomachenko's notoriously known for throwing vicious uppercuts or setting up a shot with an uppercut. So that can play a big part in this fight. We're gonna move on to Jason Sosa, the WBA super featherweight champion. He is 20-1. That one loss came early in his career. A lot of people don't know this, but Jason Sosa only had 3 amateur fights before starting his professional career. Kind of took the exact opposite route of Lomachenko. Obviously, Lomachenko has almost 400 fights, and Jason Sosa only had 3. But it also goes to show you how, because he's improved so much since then, and he's only had 25 fights, but he's improved so much. He's a world champion, and he definitely earned it. And just goes to show you, yeah, he may have got knocked out early in his career, but he was learning a lot, very kind of inexperienced. Once he settled in, he started learning a lot more leaps and bounds, and he really saw that when he beat Javier Fortuna. That was a big upset fight. No one gave Jason Sosa a chance to win, and he ended up, I think he got hurt in the early round and then came back and knocked him out. So it was a very impressive performance by Jason Sosa. Also knocking out Jerry Bellamontes, a good veteran. Shout out to the Corpus Christi kid, happily retired. And again, he also fought Nicholas Walters to a draw. I thought Walters won that fight, but I can see how they made it a draw. Sosa, because Walters literally allowed Sosa to come back into the fight. Wow, he was pretty dominant. I think Nicholas Walters is a better boxer, but Sosa kept that pressure on him, and that's what he's gonna have to do against Lomachenko. Here's my keys to victory for Jason Sosa. He has to start off strong, and by start off strong, I mean he can't show Lomachenko any respect. He has to go in there and start throwing bombs and not respect his movement, not respect his power. He needs to get in his face and put him against the ropes. And of course, the number 2 is work the body. He needs to slow him down. Lomachenko is moving everywhere. He's not going to be in the same place. He's going to hit you and then move out of the way, and he's going to do that for 12 rounds. So he needs to work that body to slow him down. So when you slow the body down, the legs go out as well. Also, he needs to let me see where we at. I got a list. I write this shit down, guys. He needs to stay focused and keep the pressure on him. And what I mean by stay focused, he can't get frustrated in there with Lomachenko. Well, Lomachenko can smell desperation. It can smell and can go for the kill. If you overcommit to something, he will catch you and he will knock you out. Or if you start retreating on your you start running from him, he was able to cut that ring off and expose your openings. So he needs to keep that pressure and stay focused and not get frustrated in there. And again, Jason Sosa's from Philly. He's a Puerto Rican. He has nothing but heart. He has good pressure, good power. He has good knockout power in his left hook and his right hand, in his both hands really. But his hooks are what's really his power really lies in. He's short and compact, real stocky kid. But again, he does have a high guard, which he's very susceptible to uppercuts. And Lomachenko is good for landing those uppercuts. So for those of you, if you haven't got it yet, even regardless of all that, I am picking Lomachenko. But again, this fight has all the makings for an upset. You have, because Lomachenko is the favorite for this fight, but you have a Jason Sosa who's a champion, but no one's giving him a shot. Also, he's a big pressure fighter, has tons of heart, and is relentless. He has 4 draws on his on his record, which for me only shows that if he gets put in a bad spot, he's able to overcome. It maybe not win, but he's able to stick, and he's not going to give in like Nicholas Walters did in the fight. So he's going to be able to kind of adjust, even if he gets hurt early. I have a good feeling he's going to stay in there and still give Lomachenko the best fight he can. And why I think Walters was a better boxer, I think Sosa's going to be a little bit more gritty. He needs to make it a dirty fight, but I am going to pick Lomachenko to win this fight. And again, he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite fighters out there right now, but I did try to keep it unbiased. There's definitely a chance for Sosa to win. Not only does he have power, but he has heart. So he has, he has that factor to like, okay, I'm not gonna give in. I don't care what everyone says. I'm gonna go out and knock this guy out. And he has the tools and he has the capability of doing that. So, but that being said, I am picking Lomachenko. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm doing another video, UFC 210. I'll be out Wednesday. And leave a like, share, and comment on the bottom, and let me know how I'm doing. Or if you have a pick, let me know who you guys are picking for this fight. I'm picking Lomachenko by a 12th round decision. I don't see him stopping Sosa. I think Sosa is very durable, and even if he gets hurt, he's gonna be able to stay composed and finish the fight strong. So again, guys, thank you for coming, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm out.